Today's noisy digital-first world is a challenging one for business owners. How do you get more people to know you, trust you, and to respect your brand? How do you stay front of mind with your target audience, as well as talked about in a positive way in the marketplace? The answer is public relations, but not as you know it. Get ready to unlock the potential of your business through the power of PR, content, and digital communications. Get ready to become your own PR machine.
Welcome back to the podcast, Become Your Own PR Machine. My name is Trevor Young, also known as the PR Warrior. That's the name of the blog that I started back in 2007, light years ago, and still going today. So if you go to prwarrior.com, you can see a whole stack of articles that are being published on my website. Alrighty, so last week was the first episode of the Become Your PR Machine podcast. If you haven't listened to that, I'd urge you to go back into that one and go through it, because we talked about in that episode what PR is, what PR isn't, and it was a bit of a philosophical riff on all things PR, and why I think it's important for business owners, marketers, and the like to understand PR, the PR function, and what it means, what public relations is today, and to maybe put at the back of your mind some of your old thoughts about PR being just about publicity. Again, this will be a mantra of mine: media publicity, editorial exposure, getting ink, getting your mug on TV, media publicity. These are, it's a part of PR, but it's not the whole PR remit. So we will cover it, but it won't be every episode in terms of what we hear about on the PR machine, because there's a lot more to it, and it is a bit more of the icing on the cake, because there's a bit of foundational stuff to go before you get to what we call earned media. So let me walk you through what I call my marketing communications pyramid. And these are the things that the elements that I believe make up all the marketing communications that we do. So if you want to imagine a pyramid, and I'm going to look at the baseline. So the three chunks that make up the first three chunks of that, the base of the pyramid. The first two together, in lockstep, are owned media and social media. Now, owned media are those channels you own and control. So it's about becoming your own media company, as it were. So it's driven by content. So if we look at a podcast, a blog, YouTube, I know you don't control YouTube, but basically you control that content. You can, if you do videos, you can actually put them through another player like Wistia or Adillo, and you can put those players on your blog. So even if YouTube changes the rules, you've still got the video player, whether it's YouTube or Wistia or one of the others, on your blog. So I'm really talking about a video channel, or a live stream show, and an email newsletter, for example. And I also think that things like webinars and events, they're owned media as well. So they're your channels that you own and control. And so owned media is the rock solid bottom. It handles it. It's the bottom of the pyramid. And in lockstep with that, because there's a dotted line between the two, is social media. And of course, social media is going to be everything from Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. They're probably the main ones. I think that there are other sort of fragmented type of social channels that are probably more niche, but they're the big goonas that people all know and might love or might use under duress. So Twitter, or X as you want to call it, or someone called it the other day, Twix, and LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they're when I refer to social media, that's what they are. You control the content you put on them, but of course you don't control those channels themselves, and the people who own them can, and they do, change the ball game with monotonous regularity, and you're battling an algorithm. So do you need to be on social media? You kind of do. You need it from a content distribution perspective, but you also need it from a means of communicating with people, chatting. I mean, social media, if you're just using it to promote your stuff, then it's media. There's nothing social about that. The social is the magic, and that is, yes, we're going to put our content out there, but then, what we want to do is start conversations around topics and issues. Is our goal to be seen as a thought leader in our chosen field of endeavour? If do you want to reach out and talk to journalists and other influencers? Well, they're on Twitter or X. I'm still going to call it Twitter. LinkedIn. Again, if you're in B2B, you just by putting up your own stuff all the time is not going to get you the big followings. You've got to, obviously, the social part of it is to comment on other people's posts and to kickstart debate and conversations and be involved in the your LinkedIn community. And so social media is really, really important for the PR function. And then we move up the next ladder is earned media. Now, earned media is it's that media that you've earned. So under this, we'll put media and influencer relations, for example. So let's look at generating editorial exposure and along with it, implied third-party endorsement via independent media outlets, other media outlets other than your own. So these could be everything from a mainstream magazine or an online publication. It could be a TV show. It could be a radio program. They're obviously the big traditional media outlets, but today the media is just so much more than that. As we know, it's splintered into a million different directions. And so we now have individuals who got podcasts. We've got brands that are running podcasts and blogs. We've got what I call hybrid media, which are smaller niche publications that are run like a media company, often by ex-journalists, but they're run off the smell of an oily rag. They haven't got massive staff of writers, so they need experts and commentators from within the industry that they service to provide opinion pieces and to contribute to articles and maybe on videos and blogs and podcasts and all that sort of stuff. And so there's some terrific opportunities there. So even if someone is a power player on LinkedIn, for example, and they're a LinkedIn influencer, if we want to give them that name, basically got a big following, and they cover you or they interview you or they talk to you or do a live stream with you on LinkedIn, that's earned media. A speaking engagement is earned media. If you speak at a community or an industry meetup or a conference that services your profession or industry or the marketplace in which you operate in, you're a guest on a seminar, you do a talk at a breakfast presentation, all of these things, there's someone else's platform, someone else's stage. The stage is the media, and you have earned the right to be there. So that, hence the word earned, and I think that's really important. There's no such thing as free publicity. Again, the media love to think PR is publicity and it's free publicity. And, whenever I hear that, I just want to scream, because it's not free and it's not just publicity. You earn the right to be on someone's top 10 list, or, to speak at their event, or, to be quoted, or to be linked to, they link back to an article you've written. That's still, an earned media play. So in that respect, SEO can be earned media as well. When you write a piece for someone, Forbes magazine, for example, and they link back to your bio or another article you've written or a video you've done, you're getting that backlink is an earned backlink. So I don't need to belabor that. We're going to spend a fair bit of time on earned media and how we can get more out of our earned media. Suffice to say that I believe that you build your base with owned media and social media, and that will do a lot more of the heavy lifting for earned media, because people are going to check you out. A journalist, a podcaster, a production researcher, an editor, whoever, they're going to check you out to see if you are the real deal, and will what they find do the professional you justice. So that's something we need to be aware of in terms of earned media, and let's build the base first with owned media and social media. We move up to earned media if that is your want, and then it gets really interesting. Remit, and this is everything I'm trying to do here is probably trying to make you rethink and reframe how you look at PR, how you look at content, how you look at social media, because there's content that you can do from a PR perspective that builds that visibility, influence, trust in the marketplace, gets more people to know you, like you, trust you, respect you. It will, help keep you top of mind in your community or the marketplace in which you operate, and talked about in a positive way, which is social proof, and creating a bit of word of mouth buzz. So, that content will help drive those things. Content drives owned media, content drives social media, content drives earned media. So when you look at content through a PR lens, you're going to look at content in a much different way than a B2B SaaS marketer will. But there's so many articles out there by B2B marketers, and this is the way to do content. Well, it's not. It might be if you're exactly like them or you do something similar to them, maybe. But even then, I spend all my time looking at people who do content, and some people do it just brilliantly. And then I look at it and say, geez, you could take this up a notch or two. And so never just be satisfied with what you're doing. Never just follow anyone else. Develop your own content philosophy. I talk about this often. I've talked about this often over a long period of time. You've got to do what's right for you. What's worked for someone else doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. So take in this information, develop your own philosophy around content, communications, PR, marketing, and then trial, experiment, but stay over time. Start getting in one or two lanes and stay focused. The hard part with marketing and PR and comms today, with running a business, is there are so many tools, there are so many tactics, there are so many formulas, so many strategies, there's so many different things, so many bloody opinions out there. And here I am contributing another opinion. But, are they coming from the right place? Are they coming from people who have the chops, the bona fides, the runs on the board? Or they're coming from, I don't want to say charlatans, heathens, marketing heathens, or jackals, as someone called them the other day. People who are wannabes, but they're very loud, and they cut through with their loudness, and they know how to play the game and the system, but their stuff might not be right for you. So this is my philosophy. You can disagree with it. I'm happy for you to disagree with it, and that's fine. But these, if you're going to listen to this podcast, these are the things we're going to unpack and dissect tactically, strategically, creatively over the course of this podcast. So the base, owned media, social media, earned media. What we want to do is build the foundations. We want to build recognition for our brand, who it is, what it is we do, what we stand for, not just brand awareness, but a deeper level of recognition for who we are, what we do, what we stand for. We want resonance of our story and our message. We want to cut through with our story and our message and resonate with our core target audience group and the people who influence them. We want to deepen the level of relationships we have with the people who matter the most to the success of our business or our cause or our issue. In the first episode, we did talk about, that's my definition of PR, deepening the level of connection with the people who matter the most to your business, the success of your business or your cause or your issue, if that's your end game. relevance is really important. We need to be doing these things to say, yes, top of mind, build recognition, resonate with our audience, deepen relationships with our customers and our clients and our partners and our employees. But also relevance. We need to remain relevant. Otherwise, why are people going to take notice of us? To stay relevant, we need to be out there and active and doing stuff be an active participant in today's reputation economy. And all of these things, recognition, resonance, relationships, and relevance, equals another R word and the really important word, reputation. Because without a rock solid reputation, without a trusted reputation in the marketplace, I don't care what sort of business or non-profit you're running or you're involved in, you're pushing it uphill if you haven't got a strong reputation. Every leader, every entrepreneur needs to strategically and proactively build their reputation, them personally, their leadership personally, the leadership brand, but also the brand of their business and what it is they do. And non-profits, just as important. All right, owned media, social media, earned media, base of the pyramid. We move up to the middle of the pyramid. The next one is partner media. Now, this is where we're leveraging other people's events or media properties. So think sponsorships, community partnerships. Now, this may or may not include elements of owned, earned, and social media and paid media. So sometimes you can do partnerships with other, maybe a competitor. Ooh, there's a controversial thought. You partner with other people, organisations, and it's just for mutual benefit. So it's almost like an earned media play. And PR people get involved in that sort of stuff all the time. And then there's sponsorships where you're going to pay money to be involved in a sport, an organisation, a community organisation, or there's an issue that you want to be associated with, and you're partnering with people and you're going to pay money to do that. Then you need to leverage that, and that's where the owned, earned, and social media comes in. So everything is connected. If you're not connecting any of this stuff, then you're just doing random shit, and that's not going to help for anyone. So partner media is important, and that is a PR remit, but it's also, we start getting into more the paid media side. So we've got owned, earned, and social media down the bottom. Moving up to partner media, now we're starting to get towards the top. Then we get into paid media. Now, paid in this instance is really, look at it in two ways, digital and traditional. And I know that I'm just breaking it open just for ease of explanation, but digital would be social ads, so on Meta, Facebook, Instagram, etc., LinkedIn, Twitter X, TikTok, you're paying to have your ads on those channels. Google ads, paid search. I'll put SEO in there only because if you're running a business and SEO is really important for you. It's not that important for everyone. And we'll probably do a whole thing on SEO generally. But if you're going to do SEO properly and it's really important for your business, then you're going to pay for it. So I put it under paid media, but it kind of fits everywhere. There's a little bit of earned in SEO as well. And then we look at traditional. So this is radio, TV, newspapers, magazines. Think rented audiences. Now, these ads could be for brand awareness. They could be for leads and sales specifically, or they could be for the amplification of your content efforts. So, when I'm saying paid media, it does cover the whole remit of paying, renting someone else's audience and paying to get your ad on your message in front of those audiences. Now, as we know that, just because you paid and get in front of people doesn't mean people are taking any notice of you. And that's when if you've built that brand and that reputation and people know you and they recognize you and there's a little bit of relevance there and they maybe resonate with your story and their message, hopefully they'll take notice of your ad, and therefore your ad's working harder because of your brand and reputation, the base and the foundations that have already been built. But if they don't know you, they don't even know who you are, and they've got no interest in you, and you've never sort of, all you've done is paid to be in front of you, chances are you're going to flick over the top of them anyway. So this is the challenge we all face in business today, is getting people to at least get their attention, get them to take notice of us. And then as we move, so owned, social media, earned media, partner media, paid media. Now we're getting to the top, which is direct. I call it direct communications. So this is really, you were emailing someone, you're doing a phone pitch or a face-to-face meeting or a boardroom presentation. This is when you're getting basically face-to-face with people and gaining access to key players. So they could be influencers, customers, clients, potential recruits, partners. You're in a position where they're going to allow you into their boardroom. They're going to take your call. You've got an email conversation with them. So again, you can cold email people till you're blue in the face, but are they going to take notice of you? Well, you might have to do a lot of emails to get noticed. But if you've built that base, you've got a brand, you've got a reputation, you're known in the marketplace, and then you take it up a notch and you do some sponsorships of events, and then you pay LinkedIn to get your name in front of this audience again and again and again. Then will they open your email or take your call? You've got a much better chance of doing that. So I'm trying to look at everything holistically. So again, we're going to finish off here. I'll draw a line under this: pyramid, owned media, social media, earned media, then partner media, sponsorships and events, and community partnerships. And then we get into digital media, paid media, which is digital ads plus traditional advertising to amplify your message and grow your audience by renting someone else's audience. And then there's the final one, which is direct, gaining access to key players through email, phone pitches, face-to-face, boardroom presentations, etc. So it's not one thing or the other, but it is a structured approach, I believe. Again, this is my philosophy. You might not agree with it, and that's totally fine. I'm just laying it out there after decades of being in the trenches and across a lot of these things, and really being interested in how they align with each other. Sometimes when you're developing a strategy, it's understanding all the parts and then deciding what not to do versus what to do. Oh, and if you, I know we've been painting a picture of this marketing communications pyramid about how to be, and where all the parts fit and how do you become your own PR machine. If you want a copy of this pyramid with all the explanations of everything that we've just talked about and how I demystify PR and where it fits into the overall marketing communications landscape, well, this pyramid framework, you can get access to this easily enough. No email, just go in and download it. It's at just go to trevoryoung.me/PR machine. trevoryoung.me/PR machine. And while we're at it, if you're interested in subscribing to the Become Your Own PR Machine newsletter, where we cover all of these things so you never miss any of the tips and the ideas and the stories and the interviews, whatever we're going to do in terms of building demystifying PR and building our own PR machine, then go to becomeyourownprmachine.com, sign up, and there might be a little gift for you. In fact, there will be a gift. It is my book, Content Marketing for PR. It's the full audio book of that. So grab a copy of that, and let's hit me up on Twitter or X. I'm at Trevor Young. I'm easy to find on LinkedIn as well, Trevor Young. And so please reach out if you've listened to this, and if you want to continue the conversation on the socials, please do. Until the next episode, cheers.